Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack complex topics and really get straight to what matters.
That's the plan.
Today we're diving into something quite fascinating. Transforming your smile with dental veneers.
Hmm.
Our deep dive today comes with this really compelling document. It explores porcelain versus composite veneers. And interestingly, it looks at this specifically for people thinking about, well, going international for dental care. We're
Yeah.
going to uncover some pretty surprising facts about potential savings,
Mhm.
efficiency, things like that.
Exactly. And our goal today really is to cut through the noise. We want to break down the choices, help you understand the why behind the different options and figure out what these global opportunities might actually mean for someone wanting, a better smile, both looks and cost-wise.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The document really flags this pretty enticing opportunity. I mean, for a lot of people, veneers feel, well, expensive,
Hmm.
maybe out of reach. But what if you could go somewhere that offers, like, huge savings but doesn't skimp on quality? The sorts we look at point straight to Colombia, specifically Medellín,
Hmm.
as a big hub for this.
Right. Dental tourism?
It's talking about potential savings of up to, get this, 80% compared to U.S. prices.
Oh, 80%. That's
Yeah, it's
significant.
huge. And it's not just cost. It also emphasizes access to state-of-the-art technology
Hmm.
and treatments from internationally trained dentists. Now,
Yeah.
when you see claims like that big,
Hmm.
it doesn't make you wonder, right? How do they back that up? What makes it believable?
That's the key question, isn't it? And what's interesting is how the document sort of pieces it together. It highlights, well, first, the cost structure is just fundamentally different there. Lower overhead, lower labor costs probably compared to the US.
Okay, that makes sense.
But crucially, it pairs that cost difference with these claims of high quality, modern dentistry. And when it says internationally trained dentists, it's hinting at, a certain standard. Global accreditation, maybe experience that reassures people about quality despite the price drop.
Right, bridging that gap between cost and trust.
Exactly. And it even details this complete experience package. It mentions five-star hotel stays, airport pickup, local transport, all while promising a brand new smile in just 2 days in Medellin.
2 days, wow.
Yeah, so it's this combination, the potential cost savings, the reported quality, and this high level of convenience that makes Colombia look like a really compelling option in the document.
That whole package, it does sound incredibly appealing, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's pause on the logistics for a second. The real deep dive, the core of it, is the dental work itself.
Mm.
Understanding the difference between porcelain and composite veneers. These are the two main paths, and our research really breaks them down.
Yeah, the fundamental choice.
So let's peel back the layers, starting with what many see as the top tier, porcelain veneers. These are made from high-quality ceramic, materials like Emax or monolithic ceramic.
Very advanced stuff.
Right. And what's important about these is they're known for being incredibly strong, durable, and they have this natural translucency, which helps them blend in really well with your own teeth.
That natural look is key for many people.
Absolutely. Longevity. Pretty remarkable. The estimate is 12 to 20 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
It really is. Now, when the document talks about a full smile makeover with porcelain, usually meaning, say, 8 to 10 front teeth, the cost mentioned starts from around $5,910 USD.
Okay.
Appearance-wise, they're described as ultra-natural, translucent, consistent color, plus excellent stain resistance.
So they stay looking good.
Supposedly, yes. Application takes a bit longer, typically 2 to 3 days. They're custom-made in a lab. But the document specifically mentions an in-house dental lab, which allows for this incredibly fast 2-day crafting process they promise.
Ah, that explains the speed. In-house makes a huge difference.
Definitely. One key thing, though, if they get damaged, porcelain can't really be repaired. It needs replacement.
Right, that's a consideration.
And tooth preparation is minimal. Only about 0.3 millimeters of enamel needs to be removed, typically. So ideal for that long-term premium makeover.
Yeah.
You get durability, great aesthetics, and the fit should be excellent because they use CAD/CAM technology.
Computer-aided design and manufacturing, so digital precision.
Exactly. Digital design, precision crafting, better fit, faster turnaround.
Okay, so that's porcelain. High-end, long-lasting.
Now let's switch gears to composite veneers. These are made from a tooth-colored resin. Think of it like a moldable plastic material.
A different approach entirely.
Yeah. Longevity is shorter here, typically 3 to 7 years.
Okay, quite a difference from porcelain.
Big difference. A full smile makeover with composite, same number of teeth roughly, starts from $2,970 USD. So it's significantly cheaper up front.
Almost half the starting price.
Pretty much. Appearance is described as good, but maybe slightly less natural looking than porcelain.
Mm-hmm.
And a key point, they are more prone to staining over time. Coffee, tea, red wine, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Needs more maintenance, maybe.
Likely. Application time, though, is much quicker, usually 1 to 2 days. Often the resin is applied directly to the tooth, sculpted right there in the chair, sometimes in just one visit.
So faster results.
Much faster.
Uh.
And the good news here, they are easily repairable. Chip 1. The dentist can usually fix it relatively easily.
That's a plus, especially compared to porcelain needing replacement.
Right, and often there's no tooth preparation needed at all, no drilling down of the natural tooth.
But which also means they're potentially reversible, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big selling point for some.
Right.
So composites are great if you're more budget conscious or looking for shorter term improvements, fixing smaller issues like chips, gaps, maybe some discoloration. The source notes they're customizable, but yeah, they do need more upkeep to keep them looking their best.
You know, what's really useful here is how clearly the source lays out these trade-offs. It's not just specs, it's about what matters to you. I mean, it really guides you. Do you prioritize that long-term supernatural look of porcelain, even with the higher cost and non-repairability? Or does the lower initial cost, the speed, the repair option, and maybe the reversibility of composite make more sense for your situation right now?
It frames it as a personal calculation.
Precisely. It's practical. There's no single best veneer, just the right veneer for the individual's needs, budget, and timeline.
Okay, let's talk money again. Because for most people, this is often the deciding factor, or at least a huge one.
Understandably.
And this is where the info we looked at gets really eye-opening. Comparing Colombia to the USA, get ready for this. For just one porcelain veneer, $340 USD in Colombia.
340. All right,
For
here.
$1,000 to $2,500 USD in the USA.
Wow. Okay, that's it.
Huge difference. Now, scale that up.
If-
10 porcelain veneers, $2,900 USD in the USA.
2,900 for 10.
Versus $10,000 to $25,000 USD in the USA.
That's potentially saving over $20,000. Incredible. It's massive. And for composite veneers, the savings are just as dramatic. One composite veneer, 165 USD in Colombia versus $500 to $1,500 in the USA. And 10 composite veneers, $1,400 USD in Colombia versus $5,000 to $15,000 in the USA.
Again, a fraction of the cost.
It really hammers home that claim from the source, up to 80% savings. And the document insists this is without sacrificing quality or comfort. That's the core assertion.
And this, I think, prompts a bigger question. It makes us think about access.
How so?
Well, how do these huge price differences change? Who can even consider these kinds of cosmetic or maybe medically needed procedures?
It suggests that something seen as a luxury, maybe only for the wealthy in one country, becomes a much more realistic option for a wider range of people when you look globally.
It kind of democratizes it in a way.
Potentially, yeah. It really challenges our assumptions about what's possible when cost barriers are lowered so dramatically.
Absolutely. And it seems it's not just about the dental chair time either. The document we reviewed also emphasizes this whole comprehensive service model, trying to make it easy.
Right, the whole package.
It mentions that rapid 2-day smile makeover, which is just incredibly fast.
And that in-house lab for porcelain really explains how they can hit that target. No waiting for an external lab.
Makes sense. Plus, things like free airport pickup, local transport covered, even a 5-star hotel stay included in Medellín.
Reducing the friction of travel.
Totally. And for anyone worried about language, full English support is explicitly mentioned. They even offer access to, apparently, hundreds of before and after cases and video testimonials. For proof, I guess.
Yeah, social proof. And when you connect all those dots, the transport, the accommodation, the language support, the quick turnaround, it's clearly designed to make the whole thing feel smooth, efficient, and, like the document says, potentially life-changing.
Less like a stressful medical trip, more like a planned experience.
Exactly. It positions it as this integrated, almost seamless journey. It tries to anticipate the logistical hurdles of medical travel and just remove them. Now, obviously, as with any medical travel detailed in a source like this, you'd always want to do your own due diligence, verify things, maybe think about aftercare preferences, even with support offered. But the package described is certainly comprehensive.
Right. It aims to let the patient focus just on the transformation, not the travel stress.
That seems to be the goal presented.
So, wrapping this up a bit, we've looked at the big claimed advantages of Colombia for veneers. We've unpacked the key differences, porcelain, composite, the pros and cons, and we've seen those pretty staggering cost comparisons presented in the material.
Yeah.
It's clear the information presents a very, very compelling picture for taking a global view on your smile.
So, stepping back, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've gone through the practical stuff, the costs, the materials, the timelines, the travel aspect. That's the what. But maybe the bigger takeaway is reflecting on the so what. We'll think about how access to this kind of high quality, apparently super efficient, and much more affordable cosmetic care, especially when combined with the experience of being in a place like Medellin, how that might actually change how people think about self-care or personal investment.
It broadens the horizons.
Exactly. It challenges us to look beyond our local options, maybe beyond traditional price points, and consider these global opportunities not just for, fixing teeth, but for personal enhancement more broadly. It's more than just a smile. It's an exploration of what's possible.